All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to welcome us all to the Sea to Sky Regional Hospital District Board meeting for February 28th, 2024. I'd like to call this meeting to order and recognize that this meeting is being held for those of you who are in Pemberton on the traditional territory of the Lillooet Nation, and myself, I'm calling in from the unceded territory of the Squamish people today. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda, please? Moved by Director Herford, seconded by Director Pettingill. Any opposed? Motion carries. We don't have a closed meeting today and nothing to rise and report. There's one item, two items in our consent agenda. Can I have somebody move that? Moved by Director Crompton, seconded by Director Mack. Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there any business arising from the minutes today? Seeing none, thank you very much. We do have one substantive piece on our agenda today, which is 7.1, a request for decision for the 2024 budget bylaw. We'll just give staff a minute to bring in Director LaFrance to walk us through. This is something that we did see on last month's agenda, but we decided to defer so that we had a full representation of the board for our decision around the budget. Welcome, Director LaFrance. I will pass it over to you. We are on 7.1, consideration of the 2024 budget.
Hey, hello, everyone. The budget you see before you is pretty much the same budget from last month with some minor updates. So the 2023 forecast figures were updated. Included just some extra expenses for travel and a little bit more interest expense revenue. And so the 2024 budget really is the same as last time. So I'll just open up for questions.
Thank you so much for walking us through that. Board, any questions for Director LaFrance today?
Yeah, I could ask.
Yeah, go ahead, Director Rainbow.
I read in the paper that Woodfibre are going to give $900,000 towards the CT scanner. Will that come through our budget or? Well, I didn't know. How does that work? Yeah,
fair question. They are donating $900,000. That goes through the Squamish Hospital Foundation. They are providing a $1.1 million contribution to the CT scanner in total, and $900,000 of that is coming from Woodfibre. So it doesn't amend our contribution rate at all.
Oh, okay, thank you.
But now I see Director LaFrance questioning.
Yeah, this is new information to me, so I'm just trying to absorb it on the fly, but it sounds like it would affect our percentage unless the VCH is going to use it to offset the provincial percentage. So we pay 40% and usually the province pays the remainder. So it's interesting. I don't know how that would change our portion at this time.
I think they know.
It won't be part of our portion? It will be part of the province's portion, even though it's coming from the foundation? We need to find out.
That's something that we can take away, and I'll work with staff to get clarity on from VCH. But either way, for our current 2024 budget, this is the maximum that we would provide. If that percentage gets reduced by the share that the Hospital Foundation brings forward, then that just means that we would have more money at the end of 2024 in reserve, because that would be a lesser allocation than what is in it. So I think what we're putting forward in the 2024 budget is the maximum amount that we would contribute to the CT scanner. But I appreciate the question, and I will work with staff to get clarity from VCH on how the Hospital Foundation components impacts the overall budget.
Yeah, we only have to, we only get to pay up to 40%. We're not required to pay the fully 40%. That's not in the act.
No, what I was thinking when I read that, what I was thinking was that our hospital district would have to pay less towards the CT scanner.
Yeah.
Therefore, we would have a chunk of money that we could apply to things in Westwood and Pemberton.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Yeah, totally.
so if that's,
I don't think unless Director LaFrance has had that conversation with Vancouver Coastal, I don't believe myself or Chair Stoner has had that conversation about the actual check. How big is the big check?
yeah.
Well, are there any other questions on the 2024 budget? The proposed requisition amount? Not seeing any. I'm just going to go back up to the start of my agenda. There is a request for decision on this bylaw that the Sky Regional Hospital District 2024 budget bylaw number 51 2024 be introduced and read a first, second, and third time. Is anybody willing to make that motion at this time? Moved by Director Herford, seconded by Director Ford. Any comments on our 2024 budget? Not seeing any. Director Compton, go ahead.
Just grateful to be continuing down the same path we've been going, and acknowledging that this budget, I believe, is a representation of the priorities of our region, and I think that that's incredibly important. So I'll be supporting it.
Thank you. Director Herford?
Yeah, thank you. I'm just so excited to see the advocacy of this board, both past and present, sort of resulting in this having a line item for CT scanner, for our portion of CT scanner. So we know it's been a priority for our region. I'm happy to see that move forward, and of course, advocacy continues on all fronts otherwise. But a good victory there, and looking forward to build on that going forward.
Thank you for that. Any other comments? I will just say that I think that, like my colleagues have mentioned, that this really does reflect the work that we've been doing over years. We will be drawing down a fair bit of our reserves in order to contribute to that CT scanner. And so this budget does see a 5% tax requisition increase, but the intention of that is to help build back those reserves, because we know that the Sea to Sky master planning process is well underway, and the results of that will be coming soon, and the needs for healthcare support in the corridor are not waning anytime soon. So I think it's important that we build back those reserves through this budget. With that, I will call the question. Any opposed? Not seeing any. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, we also need to then, we have the option to adopt that bylaw. So that bylaw number 51 2024, cited as the Sea to Sky Regional Hospital District 2024 budget bylaw, be adopted. Moved by Director Ford, seconded by Director Crumpton. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much, Director LaFrance.
Thank you.
CAO verbal update for us today. CEO Clark, acting CEO Clark.
Thanks, Chair. Do we want a resolution for staff to look into that question, or is the chair going to look into that?
Myself and Vice Chair Ford do have a meeting with BCH next week on Monday, so I'm happy to bring it up then and get clarity and report back to the board, if that's sufficient for folks. Yeah, great. And on the chair's verbal report, just a few items. Director Rainbow stole the thunder, and hopefully you've all seen it, that the CT scanner has been approved by BCH. Thank you so much to Vice Chair Ford for being there and speaking at the event with Health Minister Dix to really celebrate that long time awaited diagnostic tool coming to the corridor. And also just to reiterate to the full board that we continue to progress our conversations with BCH in terms of improving their requests for budget timelines and getting better clarity from them on what it is that they're going to be bringing forward in their asks. So as I mentioned, Vice Chair Ford and I do have a follow-up meeting with them in terms of what that looks like and how we get a work plan in place on Monday. And so we'll have a more fulsome report back at our next board meeting. But just to keep the board up to date that those conversations are live and progressing. I think for the first time in a while, we've had a really constructive dialogue with VCH on that. So that's really exciting. Any questions on that verbal? Not seeing any. A motion to receive, please. Moved by Director Compton, seconded by Director Rainbow. Any opposed? Motion carries. There is no late business on our agenda, but does anybody have any late business to bring forward? Not seeing any. Any directors notice a motion?
Move adjournment.
Move adjournment by Director Rainbow, seconded by Director Mack. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much, everybody.